Hello guys, today I'm going to be teaching you how to make like an animation, you know, in Fortnite Creative for your map, and with first person too, so if you're wondering. Now, the first thing you're going to need is, first off, we're going to start with the first person. We're going to get a barrier, right? You're going to get a barrier and place it right here. Now, you might be asking, why a barrier? Like, what is a barrier gonna do with this? And what's gonna essentially happen is when your player goes through like a rift, or like as a starting position, they will go into this barrier and be placed into first person. They won't be able to move. They'll be placed into first person. They can still swing their pickaxe and shoot, but they'll be forced into first person and cannot walk, which makes perfect for types of animations or like maybe cutscenes or something, right? So you may put like a rift going into the barrier, but for now I'm just gonna put a start pad right here. I'm just gonna put a start pad. I'm gonna line it up right here. Right here. And also another thing you might be asking is, why are we using the barrier? Why am I using a barrier instead of the helipad trick? And the reason is that sometimes you may have like big areas, right? Like let's say I had this big of an area, right? I find it here, right? So it's, you know, it's a pretty good trick with the helipad, but sometimes if you have like a big area, the helipad trick does just not work, right? Unless you have some magic up your sleeve, the white will always show, and it's really hard. And plus, yeah. And one more thing, if we go into your barrier here, keep it on invisible. If you want like the barrier to be a bit bigger, maybe, sure, but that has nothing. Block weapon fire, you can keep that on if you want. You can keep it off if you're like having like a first person kind of like shooter. But one thing for sure is to keep the zone shape on box. Do not put it on box hollow. That will ruin the trick, and it'll put everybody in third person. Because if you don't know, box hollow makes it essentially so we can't exit, so we can like see the box from the front, right? But when we can enter the box, right, we can be in the box and it doesn't do that trick, right? So you need to keep it on box. And make sure it's on invisible too, right? And that's the first person trick. Now on to the animation. Hopefully if I can find out how to like cut the video into individual pieces, maybe, I don't know. But for this one, we're just gonna be using like the objective gallery. Just because I'm lazy. There are other ways, you can use other ways too. It doesn't really matter. But I'm just gonna be using the objective gallery device thing. Just because they're much easier to animate than real things. So I'm gonna have a robot that's just gonna move. It's just gonna move, and so for your settings, you're gonna wanna put the health to invulnerable, because you never know. And visible during games, keep that on. Play audio, you can keep that off if you want. I'm not saying you can. And if I can find it, hide health bar, always hide the health bar. We don't want people seeing that. Now that we have that out of the way, you can kind of just set it up. Kind of just set up this little thing here. So I'm just gonna have a robot that's gonna go like this and that and that and that and that. Now here's something. Destroy on channel 1. And yeah, turn that off. Destroy on channel when receiving from channel 1. Actually, not destroy, but turn off visibility. And then turn on. And then off. And it's basically a repeating pattern. So turn on channel 2, turn off on channel 3. This will be turn on channel 3, turn off on channel 4. and and then destroy on channel 4, and when destroyed, transmit to channel 5. Because after your cutscene, or animated, whatever, I don't know what to call it, just call it something. You're gonna teleport your player back to main map, you know, you just kind of want this here. And yeah, so now we need a sequence of events, and by that we're just gonna get a sequencer. If I can, I'm just gonna get a sequencer here. And usually, you know, when you spawn, you want the freaking thing, you want the thing to start, right? So we'll have this. Yeah, so delete that. Nope, we don't care about that. Alright. So now, using a very simple trigger, we can put it I just realized, for the first one, you don't need to turn on. Just something that I thought. That one. So you have the first one, and then when triggered, transmit on channel 2. Make sure it can be triggered by sequencers too. That should be on, so you don't need to worry. Channel 2. Then you can make it channel 3. Channel 3. And you can set it for channel 4. Yeah. This will destroy on channel 5. Turn on visibility Just checking, you'll probably do a better job than me, because I'm just kind of rushing this, so of course mine will be a little broken and may not work, but that's because I'm rushing, so I can get this video done as quick and clean as possible. And now with that out of the way, it should work. So it's not going to work on a lot of the times, but you should probably be paying more attention than I am. I forgot, you have to turn this on to start on game. Start on game start. Activate on game phase. Game start. Make sure that this is alright. This should work now. As you can see, we have our little robot here. You know, he's gonna move, and he destroys, and when he basically destroys, yeah, of course your cutscene would be a lot smoother. But another way you can use this trick, which is perfect, is get rid of this, you know, get rid of these, get rid of this, is that you can actually make a start game. You know how some maps have like a start game kind of sequence? You can do the same thing here because you're allowed to use weapons. Right, since you're allowed to use weapons, you can actually make like a start game. And it's pretty simple. Just find something that you want to be. You can use weapons or you can use a button. I feel like weapons might be a little better. I just feel like it. So I'll just grab a random thing for your button. I'll just use this. And then you're gonna put a billboard that's gonna say like start or something. Once you put that billboard there, you're gonna get a trigger. You're gonna put it like here. Alright, and put it activating by damage and items is on time. I'm just gonna trigger one. infinite or 1, whatever. I'll just go infinite. Disable these, invisible in game, take damage while invisible, and when triggered, transmit on channel 1, and that will basically teleport you to your rift. So you would basically in your map, when you're done in your map, just kind of have a teleport to, and so yeah. So I did some other stuff, so I started a weapon. Of course, you're gonna put like, yeah, okay. But another thing is is at the same time, you know, when you have your weapon, you know, they're gonna shoot, right? They're gonna shoot the weapon, and you don't want them to have the weapon in the main game, right? So you will place down, now this is a smart way. You'll place your team settings in inventory, but you also place down an item granter. So you can find where the item granter is. That would be great. Item granter, there we go. And with this item granter, you're gonna set it to grant item on channel 1. Then go over here, receive for triggering players. Yes, clear inventory, grant all items. No, give extra ammo, no. And basically you're gonna put something that they don't care, like, I don't know, maybe like 1 piece of like ammo is what I usually do to grant them. And I'm gonna put down like a pistol in here. And yeah, so start game. You can start your game now. Start your game, you'll start this barrier, first person. And you'll teleport here. And that's how you make another thing with the first person trick. Yeah, and if you like this video, like, subscribe. It'd always be appreciated. Thanks for watching. Bye.